Chat, what's good? We have officially hit
200,000
subscribers on this channel unexpectedly. Who could have seen this coming? I'm very happy. It's kind of like a slightly belated birthday present. So thank you all for being subscribers, being loyal community members. Thanks for always showing up. There's a lot of people, I already see you in chat. A lot of people always showing up. Thank you all so much for being here today. Before I kick off, before I start shouting people out in chat, I see a lot of congrats in chat. Thank you all so much. What are we doing today? I just got back from Boston like late last night, so I'm a little bit of a mess today, but we'll make some music for sure. We will definitely work on some new music, but I also got these in the mail. These are the Audio-Technica M50Xs. Not a sponsorship. They didn't send them to me. I bought these. So happy birthday / 200K to me. These are like mixing headphones that I feel like a lot of people use. Just when looking around, you know, the IIIs, they're great, especially since they are wireless. I'm finding they're just accentuating certain frequencies, and I don't know, I'm just not enjoying mixing on them as much. But I want to get some solid mixing headphones, so we're going to unbox these and try these out today. I've got my Launch Key 37 geared up, and is it in focus? Who can say if it's in focus? Hopefully. What else? And also I want to give some updates on like memberships and some plans going forward, being that we just hit 200K. That's a milestone anyway. I might make a video, but I'll update you all here today. So if you're down to chill for a little bit and chat, I'll also take questions as we go through today. Great. Please leave a thumbs up on the stream if you're watching right now live. If you're watching this later, please leave a comment and say, hey, I'm watching later, and this is what time the stream starts. I know I was a little late today. Also, don't forget, grab yourself a cup of coffee. And if you are a channel member, don't forget your members milestone chat. It's like a free super chat every month that you get. White just used theirs. Says, hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. We love to see that. Let me start by shouting out everybody who's here. Superman, thank you for being here. Danny, Suru, Amelia. Danny, thanks for being here. Hello. My mom and dad are in the chat. Miss Nadia, Bishop 91, Dwayne Hills. What's up everybody? Thanks for being here. Police are coming. The channel it's just too much fun. Chris Dima, hello. Callie Stealth says, what's up TAETRO? I love your work. You've inspired me to get into music production, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate that, Callie Stealth. 420, your day was yesterday. Who didn't I shout out yet? Karina, Diana, thank you for being here. I'm doing great, Diana. How are you? And then John Jill, and there's a lot of other people. I don't want to, sorry if I missed your name. Frederick, hello. Gary, DK, nice to see you. Your birthday's in April too. Yes, I just had it. It was on Monday. Christina, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you for the congrats, Diana. I appreciate that. And Erod, hello. I see you there as well. Shout out especially to all the members. You all have been a great support. I want to quickly also shout out some members that have re-upped their membership this recent past week. Always like to give the past week shout out. Sub-Zero, thank you for re-upping your membership for 6 months. That's amazing. Fireball is a VIP, been a VIP for 13 months. Got that top tier member badge. I think I want to rework the top tier member badge. It's supposed to look like the moon, but you don't see that much detail. So there might be a new one of those coming soon. White, again, thank you for the 3 months. Catalyze, VIP, thank you for the 9 months. Restless, thank you for the 3 months. And some of you might not know, like, what happens if you become a member? Oh, Dwayne Hills, welcome to the community. Thank you so much. Welcome, Dwayne Hills. Thank you for supporting the channel and becoming a member. So if you want to also support the channel and become a member, you can do that by clicking the join button down below. There are some perks to being a member. At the first tier, the community tier, you can get in on the Discord, and you can submit music to our track review streams. The VIP tier, you get a free sample pack. That's the Sleepless sample pack. You also get to join the Discord and submit music. And there's also upcoming member workshops coming for VIP Plus members. And if you want to be a huge supporter and you want to just give that much more support, if you can afford it, that really helps the channel as well. Oh, and who is that? NestTI17. I hope I'm saying that right. Am I dumb the way I'm pronouncing that? It's kind of hard to read that font. I'm also hoping to launch something new, a new small merch drop. I've talked about it before in the past, but that is coming very, very soon. It's ready to go. If you are a huge supporter of the channel, please check the community tab. Please check the community tab. There is a post for huge supporters only, and follow the instructions there. I am trying to get in touch with you. This is a serious message. Thank you for joining that VIP tier, Ness. I appreciate that. Dwayne, thank you as well. For either of you looking to get into the Discord, I believe all I have to do is this, and that should pop up some information. Hopefully there's no other Nightbot stuff going on. I haven't seen Nightbot today though, which is suspicious. Oh, there we go. Log on and see 200K and multiple new members. Looking like a good day. I agree, 77 Social. I agree. Thank you all. So yeah, community tab. If you are a member, you got to check the community tab. I do recommend, if you are a member, just turning on post notifications because you'll get notified every time I post there. That's where you get the free sample pack. That is where you will see the behind the scenes stuff. I did post a members only behind the scenes performance rehearsal. That will be turned into a full video soon, but members can watch that now. Yeah, I want to refocus on, I want to really support the members. The thing about YouTube, since I've hit 200K, right? What I'll say is, the thing about YouTube is you spend a lot of time making a video, and then you upload it, and then you just have no idea if the algorithm is going to favor it or not, based on your title, based on your thumbnail, based on the time that you upload, based on how many people watch it in the first 24 hours. And I know that I have this core group of really, really supportive people, many of you in chat. If you got a badge next to your name, awesome. Even if not, those of you who just show up to a live stream, it's a lot of support. Be jamming, what's good? Nice to see you. Novel Discretion, glad you can make it. The homie Nick, hello. So if I do more member focused content, we can do stuff that isn't necessarily geared specifically toward the algorithm, but is actually really, really helpful and beneficial. And I started thinking of this after I just did that talk at Berkeley, because there was a lot of great interaction there. And it's just a different vibe when you're having a focused conversation with a group of people who are really, really taking things seriously, rather than if you're having if you're making a video that reaches a broad audience and anybody and their mother can comment on it, no matter what garbage take that they have. So real quick, here's what I'm thinking. I would like to do a monthly workshop for VIP and above members. This will be a members only stream on YouTube, but there will also be Zoom, so you can join in on Zoom so that you can ask questions live. And these are the first 6 topics that I've chosen. I'm gonna set dates for these. I think likely they will be on Saturdays, so weekends are, usually good for people. They will likely be early in the month, like the first Saturday of every month, if we can hit that. And I will let everybody know well in advance when they are going to be, so you can make sure you're signed up at the VIP tier to get in on them. The first one being how to analyze and learn from your favorite songs. So this one is great to do as a members only stream, because I can use like copyrighted music or music that I would want to use as an example, regardless of like whether or not the video gets claimed. So I'll take you through my total process of analyzing songs so that you can go take the songs that you like and analyze them as well. Finding your style as a producer, video creation for musicians, defining success as an artist, which is a really deep topic, how to make a sample pack, and then building a career pathway in music. And what you'll notice about these is they alternate to being from being technical, like analyzing songs, video creation, making a sample pack, to more How would I describe this? Finding your style, defining success, building a career pathway. Slightly more like, not like esoteric, but I don't know what the word is. But those will be the topics. So that's basically the next 6 months of workshops. So if you are interested in that, make sure you're joined at the VIP tier. We're going to kick these off in May, and I'm going to be sharing details on social and on the community tab. So make sure you're following on all those places, like mainly Twitter and Instagram is where I'll post about these things. And then on the community tab, I will make posts as well. What up, Bud the Fish? And then of course, I'll be open to new ideas as well. I added a few more tracks to our community playlist as well, which if you make lo-fi music and you're in our Discord community, you can contribute to that. But I just want to give a quick shout out here to a couple community members. Saikai and Faux Electro, who worked on a really great tune that's at the top of the Lo-Fi Loft playlist. This is on Spotify. Y'all can find it. If you make lo-fi and you're in the Discord community, you can submit to it. Just find the proper channel and you'll find the Google form to submit. But do listen to the tracks first to make sure your track fits in the set. But special shout out to all the producers that have been featured. And shout out to Saikai and Faux Electro for doing a great community collaboration. I love that people are coming together and making stuff. And I know there's another collaboration happening in the chat that's not necessarily lo-fi. So Discord is a fun place to be. Hey, Dwayne, thank you so much for upgrading to VIP. I'm glad I guess the workshops seemed like they would be helpful. Yeah, I'm excited to do the workshops, not just to do these topics, but to get the back and forth conversation, question and answer thing going, because I think that's where the magic will be. Dwayne says, May 1st is my birthday. This is my present to myself, becoming a member. My new friends here. That's awesome. All right, the cat is figuring out new ways of getting up on the vent, just to let everybody know. I blocked the initial way, but there's another way to get up apparently. So if I have to get up and get the cat down, that's why. Should we unbox and try out these headphones? What's going on, Night J? Hello, nice to see you. And you all can let me know how you're doing. What's going on? What's the vibe? This camera was positioned differently. Hold one moment. Not even better, but close enough. All right, let's do it. Your YouTube banner is killer also. Thank you. Oh, Bishop 91's YouTube banner. Yes. Bishop 91 does a lot of live streaming on Machine if y'all are interested. All right, paperwork. Leather carrying case. Who uses the leather carrying case that comes with their gear? That's my question. Anybody? And the rest is just an empty box. These again are the ATH M50Xs. If you just like Google around, you know, I was like just looking for a good mixing pair of headphones. And this seemed to be the main recommendation. So what do? I Google like some producers that are like doing big things, mainly two. I Googled what headphones does Phineas use, because obviously somebody that can make some top 40 hits, but is also known for like doing the bedroom musician thing. And then I Googled like Rick Rubin as well, and these seem to be in his kit as well. So we went for it. Okay, it does come with 3 cables. We've got this one, which seems very long. So maybe I won't use that one off the bat. Maybe I'll use this shorter one for at the desk. Actually, might be slightly too short. And the plug goes into the, which side is that? L. All right, so that actually works. It's got this kind of locking connector, which is always good. Curious to see how these sound. It did come with a coiled cable as well. Coiled cable as well, which also came with the 1/8 to 1/4 inch jack. Now, if I do say so, these screw-on ones are fine, but if we could all just go to the ones that don't screw on, the ones that just pop right in, that would be amazing. Unless you guys feel strongly otherwise. I just don't like. I guess they can easily pop out if they're not the kind with the screw in, but okay. So 3 cables, that's impressive. These cost like $170. All right. I don't really have a reference to listen to at this moment. But what I will say is they for sure, they're obviously not noise canceling or anything. However, just from me speaking, usually when I have my other headphones on, I can like hear myself a bit more, and they seem to cut out the outside noise just slightly more. Not using the MPK Mini today? Not today. But if you want to see me use the MPK Mini, you can watch the tutorial that went up yesterday. All right, let's boot up Ableton Live. You know, ideally I would play some copywritten music just to test these, but I won't do that on today's stream. Get the stream taken down or anything. Instead, let's boot up Live and let's just start making some music. Let's get into it. Let's pause the background music. That seems to be a good spot to pause at. And let's get Live open on my big screen here. By the way, everybody who tuned in last week when we did the really fun Amazon stream, I ordered all the items. They should all be here by probably April 30th. Instead of getting like a bunch of packages all on random days, I opted for like the Prime Day. What do you call it? The Prime Day thing where instead of getting everything delivered as it's available, it all gets delivered on like single days. So I was able to do that in a couple batches. I just figured that made more sense. Oh boy. That was a fun stream. I agree. That was a fun stream. So let's make some music. There's like too much stuff on my desk for this to be happening. Out of here. All right, let's make some music. Like I said, here we go. What are we gonna make though? That is the question. I want to show you guys maybe a new kind of technique that I've been using. Let's load up Sanjay C's Rhodes. I believe I usually use this one, Basement. And let me switch the audio device so you all can actually hear it. And so that I can actually hear it. I liked how that pair of headphones sounded, but it hurt my ears after using for a while. Oh, interesting. That is a good test of headphones, is like, how do they sound? How do they feel after a couple hours? Well, that's okay. Just remember to take breaks. I did have a comment yesterday about like, oh, the hardest part about making music is you have to constantly listen to the music over and over again, and I just get tired and annoyed. It's like, yeah, you just need breaks. Go down an octave. I like that chord. Let's work out some chords here for a moment. That's the wrong button. And I'm probably just gonna, somebody give me a BPM that's between 60 and 80. First one I see in the chat, I'll take. $91, thanks. Well, that 80 was the cap. So I'm taking 68 from Unwhite. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace and love. I can only choose one. And what I'm going to do here is just play some chords and not think about like sequence or rhythm yet. I like that. And then I want to go up. I want this note to go up. Can you all hear this cat? All right, I kind of like that actually. All right, I'm going to focus on these two chords for a moment and see if this can lead me to a progression. Now, one thing that's a little annoying is there's no real good way to do a rolled chord that starts before the bar line, but we'll just start it on the bar line. And that's the cat trying to get up even though I blocked it. And then on beat 3 is where this chord will come in. I just want to push these notes over. And that starts there. We just gotta make sure that none of these notes start before. And what I'm gonna do is take this and stretch them so that they complete the bar line. Usually what I do, what you all see me do, is like play a chord progression straight up and don't do all this finicky stuff. But this approach makes it so I'm playing something that I'm coming up with an idea that's different than something I could physically play. So that's actually a very good 4-bar progression. Listen to this for a moment while I go yell at the cat. And I gotta say, so far, even though I'm just listening to this Rhodes instrument, this is sounding really full. This is actually a very good Now, what if we just duplicated that, and now maybe we add like top line, like voice leading. So what I'm looking at is these top notes here. That's A to G. And then where would that go next? In my mind, it would go to C. So let's see if C fits well over these notes. To me, that works. All right, that's not how the overdub thing works, but let me just do that. And then it voice leads back into that pretty nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4. C to G is what the note should be. 2, ready, go. No. Yes, that's what it is. Just trying to come up with a little melody to sprinkle on top here. Good. And I'll take that. I might stretch these out a bit. Just like that. And now, here's what I'll do. I'll consolidate these two, because you see that that repeats. That note will repeat right there. But what if instead it's just this note coming in early? So instead of it repeating, it's just going to hold, which creates even more variation. And now we have an 8-bar loop that is essentially a 4-bar chord progression with a little bit of a different melody on top. Hey, Kino, welcome to the community. Thanks so much for renewing your membership. What's up, troublemaker? Here he comes. Just like desperate for attention. So you know what comes next. We got to do some drums, of course. And let's just do this right here. Gonna just stick in here for now. I'm gonna type in lofi. Oh, he found it. All right. See, this works. You all can't really see him, really. What if I do this? Nope, that's not helpful at all. Good boy. Oh, what if I do this camera? You see this lump? That is a cat. But he's laying down, so that works. Go to sleep, please. All right. Loving the lo-fi loft, by the way. Tiffany, hello. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. All right. Add in some drums here. Go for kind of a typical. And see, he's up and at him again, and this just ain't working. I realized that I initially mixed my drums pretty loud, which is not good. So I'm trying to get better at that. The thing is, like, it just cannot be comfortable where he's at right now. I'm just darkening that by transposing it down a bit. And in general, these drums are probably too loud, and I'm going to shave the highs off anyway. Been a minute. Yes, you've been busy, Tiffany. Let's program this really quick. I'm just going to start with easy 2 and 4 drum pattern here. And I'll probably even just work on a 4 bar pattern here. Boom, cut, da-dum. Da-dum. I need 16ths, I believe. I'm already looking at 16ths. I need more. Gaboom. Da-dum, dum. And right there. Run that back really quick. Peace out, Diana. Thanks for tuning in. I've tried to get the cat to play like Orba. No luck, though. Having it on 30-second notes is helping me find those little notes that will drag just a little bit. Cap up. Good. What will the cat think of the moo, I wonder? Good question, Bishop. Why is that so huge? Good, and then we'll just do a little skip beat. This. Just like that. Great. And there's one more thing. See how that beat feels just too on, right? So I'm going to just delay it a little bit. Great. All right, now we have a basic kick snare pattern. So what I can do is start getting our little sidechain ready. Tell me Sanjay C's Rhodes is not great for this. By the way, Ableton Beginner Series coming soon. I teased it last week. The very supportive people at DistroKid are going to be sponsoring that. 10 episodes. So get ready for that. So now what I can do is duplicate this. And we can hear it back. But what I will do is just create a slight variation. if we just got a snare there? And then we're gonna make this a quicker little hit. Turn that grid back on so I can see it. Fantastic. And you know, with some of these, if you're working on the timeline like this, bringing the gain down so you get more of a less of a dry, just like you placed samples there feel, and more of a accented feel. So for all those that are doing those quick little double hits, I'm gonna go back and just slightly change. I might even change this one. Slight change in the gain will make it seem a little more natural, because otherwise that would be getting done via velocity. Or if you're a real drummer, like, you know, how hard you're hitting the drum. What's up, Nefertiti Gold? Great. See, taking out that little snare did a lot. So let's search for a little perk. One thing I like to do is just kind of accent some of these beats with a big reverby perk sound. And then we're going to do some or I'll try to do a little bit of like creative sampling stuff. What happens if I go perk lofi? I hate folders that are organized like that, so we're not going to do that. That's a little too clicky. Oh, and that's a full-on loop, so that's not what I want. I just want like a single... Let's see what's here. Hello? Actually, that could work as something. Let me drop that in. We'll also layer in a field recording as well. I need something that's close to a snare, but not a clap. That's a little too poppy. These are probably not going to be it, but actually maybe the one that I dropped in will be it. So let's do this on that second snare hit. And I like that it's not something that has a big full attack on it. Let's go to audio effects and reverb and just like drown this thing out in reverb. Hey, what's up, Bear FM? Bar? What can I say? That's not a reverb. Big reverb here. And put it in high quality mode, turn the chorus off, and pull it way back in the mix. Push it to the right slightly. Just doing that periodically will really help. And maybe this is something that only happens once in the entire 4-bar pattern. And let's even hear what it sounds like pitched down a bit. Probably way cooler. Do the same here. Nice. Thank you, Danny-O. Okay, I did grab a field recording while I was away. Got a little of me walking in it, but that's fine. Let's just drop this in. I'm going to grab somewhere near the midpoint because this is like an 18-minute long recording. There might have been some animals scurrying around in this. Who can say? But there's definitely some crickets and some birds chirping. It's going to add to our vibe. What do you think is next, chat? What do you think is next for this beat? I do want to create a little bit more atmosphere. I'm going to pull out these lows so any of that wind blowing is not going to be a part of the sound. Kamikaze Shots, what's good? Nice to see you. Hi, Drummy Geo. So we're going to get that little bit of a click on the field recording when we're working in a loop like this. That won't be a problem later on because the track will be longer. But what I like to do is sometimes I add a bit of a reverb to the field recording just so that when it does cut off like that, there's a bit of a reverb tail that helps the loop. So in context of the track, it won't be very noticeable. Let's take the EQ off that. The decay time doesn't have to be high at all. And if we're just under 50% dry wet, just gonna push that a little bit. Trumpet, yes. Okay. To sidechain or not to sidechain the field recording, it will have a totally different feel for the track, but you all let me know how you feel. Got you guys a little cat cam there. Tried to do it without waking him up. I think probably something from labs next, but like I said, I do want to try something. Show you guys this device that I'm working with. I might do a video on this, but hey, why not do this now? I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to put this device on it, which very well might crash live. It tends to crash live. Nope, what am I doing? Desktop, TAETRO, recordings. What is the date today? The 21st, 04/21/2022. All right, let's go ahead and go here. This is available on the Ableton site. Pitch loop 89. I'm gonna drop this on here. And fingers crossed, it does not crash. Okay, no crash. We love that. I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm just going to take off the sidechain compression. And what this kind of is you guys know I love that Arturia plugin. Fragments. This is kind of like a granular thing. You'll hear as we start tweaking with it. Go. Just get closer to it. All right. So the keyboard is running through it. There's currently no feedback, but let's start dialing feedback in. You're going to notice as I change the left channel, the right channel they're linked. So it's going to give us the opportunity to loop. So now we're looping. And if I set this dry wet to 100, we start changing things so that it can start looping. I know this is kind of not sounding amazing at the moment, but give me some time. We can change things. We can fine-tune the pitch on one side, which is going to make things wider. I'm going to turn off vibrato for both. I'm going to do a little low cut here. If I change the depth, you're going to notice this as it scans through the audio. It's just going to scan through these different parts. Meanwhile, the right, which I can unlink these, is doing a random. If I up the position, it has more places to go. We can also change the pitch of this. Obviously, we can change left and right independently. If I change the bandwidth, obviously it has an effect on the sound. We can also switch this to be a short loop. Like tight, tiny. And if we use that as a starting point, let me zoom out here. Control. Sounds like a lot at the moment. Let me kill that for a second. And say we just add a reverb on top of this. And let's keep it soloed, but bring the volume back up. What we end up is a really dreamy, big sound that we can then go and alter later, but I'm fairly happy with this. But we have one more step to take after this, and I'll tell you why. What I want to do is first record this, what we have right there, because we're going to make some changes. Just recording from that track to get this big ambient thing. And what we are going to do, or what we need to do next, is we need to create this drone again, but with the second chord. Because if you remember, we're just looping a tight piece of audio, and it's looping from this first chord here. So I'm recording much more than I need to there, and that's on purpose. Next, what we can do is stop looping this. And then I'm going to play it from the beginning again. And now that we've landed on that second chord, I'm looping again. I'm just going to pull the output back a bit so it's not so obnoxious. And now that is something kind of different because the chords had a higher register in it, so we're getting a little bit more of the glistening stuff there. And I wonder what it would even sound like if we pulled it down an octave. Down an octave and then maybe set it back to 20K. Hi, kitty cat. It is pretty, right? But really quick, let me do this. I do want these to semi-match, right? Is that closer? That's closer. So now, same process. I'm just going to record that audio. Remember, it's just setting up an audio track to record from another track from within Live, which is this. I did significantly bring down the output volume, however, so I'm just going to put that back to where it was. So we're getting a similar gain. I'll boost it a little if it's a little off. So the reason I'm doing this for both chords is because you can't sometimes it will sound bad if you have a drone that's playing a chord that is different from the chord that the music is playing. So great, that's enough of that. We can pretty much turn off that track. I'm going to turn off pitch loop so it's not doing all that work in the background. And now how can we play with this as an atmosphere? Because otherwise we just have those chords playing, but I'm willing to bet we can make things a little more interesting and atmospheric with these drones that we've just created. And since I recorded more than I needed to, we can do a crossfade between them, which will make it sound like a pretty natural transition. That one does sound significantly different. But that's okay. Let's embrace this for a moment. We will certainly need our sidechain compression to make this blend properly. But can we use something like Cable Guy's Shaper Box to give it shape? Even something that is like this filter. Simple Rhythm. And for now, since we're working on that 4-bar loop, let's just stick to that 4 bars. I'm not loving that. Let's try volume. I think it's gonna be the same. I'm not loving it. And it's also the same where it's like, this is less distinct. At the very least, it's adding some shape to it. However, what can we do with the noise? Now, the keys. I do like the sound of the keys in this. Where is it? Keys. Not bubbling. Weird key rattle. And then let's throw that before the volume. So now this is what we've sort of created here. And does it need another reverb on top? Who can say? In my mind, it's super dreamy. But we will need to do some EQ work, and I'm rearranging these because obviously as I stack these effects on, I want them processed in a certain order. The shaper box shapes the sound, the reverb adds color on top of that, it's a reverb. The EQ is gonna sweep out any of these. These just might make the mix muddy, and they might have overlap with the original. Utility for width and gain, and sidechain on the end for the pumping that everything else will have. And then take that out. And I honestly think the keys are a little too loud. Even more subtle. You know what I want to try? What happens if this just stays? I might just keep that constant single chord there. It fits the atmosphere better. The drone layer is giving the track a more sense of space. Yeah, I think so. Chief says one question, why Ableton? I don't know. I think that's kind of a silly question. It's like asking a guitar player, why guitar? What are they supposed to say? I don't know. Just like it. I've been using it for a long time. It fits my musical needs. Lockdown guitar is here. Is it true? Where? I didn't see lockdown guitar. All right. Cool. Now we got all this rocking and rolling. Let's drop in the Labs piano. Sometimes I like to layer the electric keys with the soft piano. But I think in this instance, we can actually add a unique layer. They say there are no stupid questions. No, you shouldn't feel bad about asking that question. I don't think it was necessarily a stupid question, but there are absolutely such things as stupid questions. I don't know why people say that. In my mind, a stupid question is like you're asking a question that you could very easily answer yourself. Like you didn't need to ask, you just wanted somebody else to give. It's like you pay somebody to, if you get your groceries delivered, I get my groceries delivered, so I pay somebody to deliver my groceries. Asking somebody a question that you could very well as well figure out is just like asking them to do the thinking for you. Not necessarily what that question was. What I worry about when people ask like, oh, why did you choose Ableton? I worry about when people ask that question because it means they think like there's one thing that's better than another thing and they're stuck in this like trying to justify why they would use what they use or what they're trying to use. When the reality is there's not a perfect answer to these things. You have to trust your creative instincts. You have to trust like what you trend towards. You have to trust what producers you like, watch what they use and see what they use. Trust that if you want to do what they do, it's likely you should follow the steps that they've followed, you know? But there's no balance sheet of like Ableton Live, this, FL Studio, this. Look, if you look at it that way, you're never going to make music. Doc Sham, doing well. Thank you for asking. Adrian, thank you so much for the congratulations on the 200k subs. I appreciate that. From a French guy in Denmark, thank you so much. How do we like this kind of top line? Let's get the camera set up here. Oh, Yang. Come on back. I've been to some Ableton lessons on a beach, but I already knew it's not my cup of tea. I picked a Mac and trying to use GarageBand because it's my native language. Well, Chief, it also sounds like you're in a stage where you you're not necessarily in a position as a beginner to make a judgment about like what is the best software that you should be using to make music, you know? If there's something like instinctual that you're just like, it's not clicking for me, but this other thing does, that's great. But if you're not finding another thing that does click for you, that means the thing that's missing in your brain is the fact that anything that you try that is going to yield any type of results is going to require like work and effort and discipline. What's up, King? I'm gonna record this around again. I was recording that, but I'm gonna go again. I don't want to do too busy. See how this is kind of like half as often? I think that's good. There's some of that in the middle is not good though. That's enough right there. Rohit, what's good? The lap keys you played. I felt that, but I'm not feeling the kick drum. Kick is good. I think it could use some oomph, but I'm using brand new headphones that I just unboxed, so I actually don't have a real good reference for what I'm hearing versus what's real. But I do agree the kick needs a little more oomph. Karina says, can you bring out a push 2 for an upcoming stream? Sure. If you're interested in push 2, maybe you already watched it, Karina, but I've got that members only rehearsal video. So like when I actually film that performance and release it, I'll probably do more with the push 2. Yes, that's correct, Rohit. Now for this right here, I feel like my tendency is to like add and add and add, but like, are we getting close to like it being enough, you know? By the way, remember that drone that we spent so much time on? If I take that drone out, this is what it sounds like. Still good, but just different, right? Let's do bass, because I always lack bass. Thank you for the 14 months as well, Karina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Folks, click the join button to become a member if you want to support the channel. Get a free sample pack, join the Discord community, be a part of our members only workshops coming up starting in May. Gotta figure out what the bass should do. Just simple. That's pretty good, and I like the way these sound. I'm feeling the bass in these headphones. One, two, ready, go. Good. Easy. I think it's maybe some of the notes were not necessary, but whatever. Any recognition of free plugins? Yes, Labs, Spitfire Labs are entirely free. All of this list of sounds that I'm showing you and more are free. Spitfire Audio Labs, Google it if you don't already have it. Any name ideas for Airplane Room? A name is very, very personal to you. My name is literally just my last name, but phonetic. And also, how much does a name really matter? You're gonna make what? Yo, King, don't come in here and say that. Like, that's the most annoying thing ever. Please do giveaway of all your old stuff. You're basically, when you say that, disqualifying yourself from ever being a part of any giveaway that I ever do. And it depends what you mean by taken with what you want for your name. Like, sure, there might be an artist out there with that name. However, if they're not that big of an artist, there's no reason that you can't make that your name and pursue it, you know? Ask for forgiveness, not permission. And what if one day you become a much bigger artist than they do, and or they just stop using the name and aren't pursuing it anymore, you know? Thank you so much, David Sanchez. I appreciate you. There's more fun, cool series coming, including an Ableton beginner series, etc. So I would say, to answer that question, Airplane, if the name is taken by a huge major artist, like, don't go name yourself Diplo, obviously. But you're going to make the name, you know, so don't stress it too much. I think there are all these ancillary things around making music that get people that are not actually making music that have to do with you being an artist that you get stuck on, where it's like, you might want to change your name in 6 months anyway. So why you're spending all this brain power on trying to come up with the perfect name? There is no perfect name. For years, if you typed in TAETRO on YouTube, it would autocorrect to teatro, the Spanish word for theater, and you couldn't find my channel. That's not the case anymore. I should have put this up here. Find something that feels good, that's meaningful to you, or that you just vibe with. Doesn't have to be like super meaningful. That's a good shaker. Let's keep that. One thing I like to do is send rhythmic loops like that to a little bit of delay to add a little more. Start to hear it coming. Actually, that's just layering what it's already doing, I think. See if we can find a different rhythm. So we could have that be basically doubled, but we might not want that. If we dial it in slightly, then boom. Got anything for Harvick? Why not just make your name Harvick? Or this question came up before. Also, like, I every time I say, oh, my artist name is just my name, people are like, oh, let me just use my name. It's like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that exact thing. I'm just saying that to explain the simplicity of it. But why wouldn't Harvick make a good name? Bro, why is that taskbar there? Please go away. Thank you. All right. I'm actually kind of stoked that that shaker loop fit in there really well. I'm going to take the sidechain and sidechain that shaker loop for the instances where it does line up. Or Arvik. Yeah, that's very good. The thing about names too, the last thing I'll say about this, because it came up twice, 2 streams in a row. For names, what do you think of when I say the word kiss? You might think of romance, hearts. You might think of people kissing. What you probably don't envision, or if you had just landed on this planet, you would probably not envision a rock band of dudes dressed in like leather, like kind of goth makeup. But one way or another, this band is called Kiss. What the heck does the word kiss have to do with any of this? Nothing, but they're the band Kiss, and now if you talk to people who know like something about music or bands and you say Kiss, they associate that because they built that association with the name. If I ask you to draw me an apple, you're gonna draw me a red spherical thing. You might think of the taste of an apple, thing that grows from a tree. You're probably not gonna think of immediately first an Apple computer. But somehow, one way or the other, Apple computer is called Apple. Their competitor, Windows. The word Windows, if you just teleported here from another universe where Microsoft Windows doesn't exist, Windows makes no sense for a computer without all the context that we have for it now. Same thing with Apple, same thing with the band Kiss. So that is all to say that if you're trying to come up with a name for yourself as an artist, you are going to define what the name means eventually. TAETRO means nothing until I become that artist and I live as that artist for a few years and give it some context. So whatever name you pick, it doesn't have to make sense immediately. If you own it and you feel some identity in it and you're comfortable crafting the identity around that name, that's what gives it value, not that it's a great name idea. Something to think about. Whatever we got looping in the background is smooth though. Hey, White Whisker. Yeah, this is what we kind of started making today. I never know if this is an instrument or an effect rack. We'll find out. It's an instrument. We love that. Perfect. Hi, Zena. Thank you for watching from South Africa. The bass is boosted on the... Good to know, good to know. I'm gonna darken this guitar a bit by adding more reverb. Not adding more reverb, but sending more dry wet and cutting off some highs. Maybe less chorus. So now we're in a spot where it's like the keys are doing a little bit of a melody. The the piano's doing a little bit of a melody. Where does a guitar fit in? Chili Cat says, always get inspired watching these streams. I'm glad, my friend, I'm glad. White Whisker, thank you for the 13 months. Back to work. Thanks for the kind words on my vid, Nick. And no problem. White Whisker put up a cool video with Circuit Rhythm that I enjoyed. Something that I played first sounded good. Dum, da, da, da. Dwayne, if you type !, new member, there's a whole article on how to do it. You're doing it in the Discord app, not in YouTube. I have a feeling the piano and the guitar need to exist separately. Let's just try to fit this in. That's fine. But we do need the pickup. Sorry, screen. Too many buttons. So if you do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do that, I will not do what I want to do. Cut there. I just wonder if we bury this in even more reverb. But it for sure is in a similar frequency space than the keys. think Starry is a good name, Airplane, but I think you're no longer allowed to ask people's opinions on names in the chat. You have to go with what you think works. You can't do it by democracy. There's nothing that people in this chat can tell you that'll help you find the perfect name. Hi, Nascent. Good to see you. Sick at home? I hope you get better soon, Kitty Cat. There's kind of a distant guitar. It's cool. But what happens if we take this out? Okay, so now, what if there is a place, and I say that with peace and love, what I just said about the name thing, because I want you to grow as an artist, I want you to move forward, you have all the tools that you need. Doing it by democracy is not going to help you. Oof. Now we could switch between these if we wanted to. And when you do that, like, it makes you realize how loud those keys really are. And how we could actually do both of them. I love layering the piano. Like, just listen to these together. Let's group them for a moment and solo this. Okay, just piano. Nope, sorry. That was dumb. Just piano. Just keys. Put them together. It's just like a perfect blend. Like, maybe we could increase the dosage a little bit. Good morning, cat. You're awake. This cannot be a comfortable place for you to sleep. And we took out that melody from the piano, which is fine, but we kept it so we could possibly use it for later, because this is just like the compositional stage. This is just like this initial coming up with ideas stage. Not everything has to work all at once. Aesthetic Moon edits. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you're chilling. Pendolce, hello, nice to see you as well. Thanks everybody for stopping in. All right, save this, throw the mastering chain on. It will get a little bit louder, just so you know. But you've been warned. So far, I am liking these headphones. I'm gonna, after the stream, listen to a bunch of music on them so I can get a feel for what's actually happening. That just add another one to replace it. It replaced it. Perfect. So here. 태영, 안녕하세요. TAETRO입니다. 구독과 좋아요 감사합니다. In general, 진짜? Me? Thank you. All right, this is sounding warm. It's got the, hear it without the field recording on top. Now, in all fairness, I think the field recording is a bit loud, especially in the higher frequencies, and I actually had boosted the higher frequencies, which is probably not super fitting. And then don't forget about that drone. Has these keys on it. Just think there needs to be less. Like 5%. Just a touch. I want it to barely be there. Do you do all your mixes via headphones? No, there's monitors behind me, which you can see. KRK are Rocket 5s, whatever they're called. I'm gonna try to use these headphones for mixing going forward. Also, my AirPods. These are the headphones that I know the best. My AirPod Pros. I listen to the most music on them, so I have the best reference for what music should sound like on these. And then the car. If it sounds good across those three things, fantastic. I got a pair of JBL speakers on my desk right now, but I don't love the way they sound, so. What is the floating toy? I linked it in a video. If you just look up like floating flower pot or something, you'll find it. Yes, these are Audio Technica. We unboxed them at the top of the stream. Thank you for the 3 months, Katie Cat. Hope everyone is having an amazing week. You too, you too. So sometimes on the master, what I can do is also lo-fi it out. I'm just like struggling, like the snares are always just cutting through. I don't know if I gotta pan them a little bit, but if you can't tell, mixing is like my least favorite thing, so I'm trying to just like spend a little money on making it less of a nightmare for myself. But mixing takes for me multiple sessions, multiple different systems, back and forth, exporting version 1, version 2. I'm not even showing you the screen. Up to like usually version 7 or 8. Usually I can get it right, but that process is just so exhausting. I like this collection of sounds, and the way you can tell if a part is crucial, just start pulling stuff out. So the chords being gone definitely leaves a hole in the middle of that mix. If we take the guitar out, the music can exist, but you can definitely tell that there's a place for a top line melody, so that's good. No drone for sure leaves a hole. Wow, no bass, big difference here. The snare is cutting through, which is usually a good thing, but sometimes it just like cuts through to my brain. If the field recording gets too heavy, I might pull it out at certain points or only bring it in for an intro, an outro, or a B section. Yarden says I have returned. And of course, not having the drums makes a big difference. Bye, Karina. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We're about coming to a close anyway here. This is a solid idea that I could definitely work with, though. I'm gonna try just one last thing. I don't know if this is gonna do anything, but doing more interesting things with this drone could be fun. Like, what happens if we put it through the buffer shuffler, which will kind of chop it up for us? I need to be in max for live, buffer. You see it's chopping it up by step, but nothing's really happening right now. But if we set it to dice, which I can never find the control, it will either mute a step or reverse a step. But we can also dice this auto dice. So that now it'll dice every time we go through. But where's the other... Ah, there it is, auto. And now it's gonna do the steps differently. So just pulling back on the dry wet makes it, you know, Aksham, thanks for hanging out as well. Doing that makes it just a little bit more. Subtle. Or if it's at 100% wet, we're getting all that stutteriness. You do have to worry about it being a little too distracting. So now it's a little more like that drone is breathing. All right, let's call that a day's work for now. I was successful in dulling out my drums on purpose for a new song. The people checking out my track was like, more transients, it needs more slap, I can't win. Yeah, can't please everybody. So if you're happy with your track, that's what will obviously make you the happiest. You be happy with your track. Everybody's gonna have their 2 cents. You see it here on stream. People make suggestions all the time that I either just like not ignore, but like, thank you for your suggestions. But I gotta do what I want to do too, you know? Not that your suggestions are not good, not that you couldn't put them forth in doing your own music. This just can't be comfortable. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. First stream, well, I guess I was here last week, so you guys didn't even know I was gone. Hopefully you watched the videos that have been out. I dropped a video on Sunday, just a beat performance video, as well as a tutorial on Wednesday, so please go back and watch some of those. Watch those, keep up. Post notifications are important because I'm posting more to the community tab, especially if you're a member. There's some members only posts there. If you're a huge supporter, please check the community tab. Members only workshops, VIP and above. So if you're at the community tier and you want to upgrade and get in on the workshops, join us live for those, please do that. They'll also be available after. If you can't join us live, I'll have the schedule up soon, sharing that on Instagram, Twitter, and on the community tab. So just make sure you're getting notified when you can. Hi Zerix. Yes, bunch of fun upcoming stuff. Gonna get mad when I stop petting. If it fits, it sits. Exactly. Gonna go listen to some music on these headphones for the rest of the day. I gotta get my life together. The apartment is a mess. Got home late last night. Glad I could just make it to the stream. we can get this done. We'll probably have a lander stream coming up. We've got one other sponsored stream coming up soon as well, trying out some different plugins and some different sounds, so stay tuned for that. If you guys have suggestions of content you would like to see, of course you can leave it in the comments. Most of you are on Discord, so leave it in the Discord as well. I have new ideas for content, that's what I'll say. I mean, I guess we can chat here. If y'all have questions, you can ask them in the chat while we're hanging at the end here. But it's like, I'm doing a video a week, and that's for everybody. But I wonder, what would it be like if instead it was the ratio, right, of members content to regular public content? What if it was flipped so that there was maybe more frequent members content and less frequent regular content, but increase the quality of the public content and increase the scope of the public content. So I have some ideas of videos that I want to make, but they may take longer than 1 week to film, edit, execute the idea, you know? So for the Ableton Live videos, those are set in stone. I'm doing at least 10 chapters of those. That's easy. Those will go up once a month, and that'll be for everybody. Then I have some more fun ideas in my mind that will take a little more time. And then I have this like member stuff that I just want to do more. The members only streams, the workshops, things like that, behind the scenes, etc. So I don't know. That's just something I'm thinking about as I've approached 200,000 subscribers, which is insane. Let me show you guys actually the chart. Let me see if I can bring it up in a way that doesn't dox myself, of like the channel growth, because it wasn't that long ago that I hit 100,000 subscribers. How do I even check this? It's been a long time since I've had this channel. Oh my God, why is this interface terrible? Lifetime, here we go. All right, let me see if I can make this graph make sense for you all. So we're at 200,000. This is the live count. You can see I probably really started making videos in 2017, or like maybe the end of 2016. I had 1,000 subscribers in December of 2016. So that's pretty much when I started making videos for real. And then you can see it goes up over the year of 2017. A year later, we were at like 27K, nearly 30K. 2018, by the end of 2018, we're at 50. By the end of 2019, by the end of 2019, where are you? About 70. And then it just kind of starts to shoot up. You see this incline. It's just crazy that like, where it's 100,000. 100,000 was October 2020. It took this long from basically 2017 to 2020, 3 years to get to 100,000. And then, so that's October of 2020. And now we are in April of 2022. So what is that? A year and a half for another 100,000. That's insane. That's crazy. But I'm very, very thankful. Thank you for everybody who's saying congrats in the chat. I appreciate you. What's playing? So that's cool. Yeah, but I'm just trying to think of ways to like make sure this is sustainable and make sure I'm doing something meaningful, because I've talked about this a million times. Oh, actually, let me show you something before we log off today. Some words of wisdom, not from me, but I shared this on my story the other day. Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed Rollo. Okay. Yes, this is a good reel from Mr. Ed. Let's share this off.
Amateurish phase of I don't even know what my genre is. It's like a cross between multiple different genres. You know, it's hard to describe.
I really like
when
this
you
video.
don't even know what kind of music you make. How will anyone else know what kind of music you make? If all you're making is this weird cross-genre rubbish, who the fuck wants to listen to that? Now, I understand that we all want to be creative and not be held back by what other people think, and that's important. But there's also a tough reality out there that people are drawn to things that work, like a decent chord progression, structure, dynamics, a track that doesn't run for 18 minutes, certain unavoidable truths about music and aspects that are specific to a genre. Finding a genre that really resonates with you and shooting for that genre alone is going to get you far further in the long run.
Yes.
Ooh. Right. I feel like that was just like building up inside of me. I just needed to get it out.
Yes.
When you stay...
This is like the thing about YouTube content and like music production content in general. Mr. Ed, super smart guy. And I love this video, and I messaged him and I was like, I love this. Yes, please keep preaching this stuff. And he was like, yeah, send in the haters. And we had more of a conversation after that. But the thing is, he's saying a very important message. You've probably heard similar message from me, especially when we do track reviews. Like, this is what I was touching on during track reviews. It's like, you got a lot of good things and you got a little bit, like 10% shit that you just put in this track that kept it from being good because you thought you were being original. And it's like, this is advice that triggers people. Like, look at these people that just have no idea. Like, this dude, highly talented musician, like Ableton certified trainer, has plenty of credentials, and you just have people like that are not professional musicians, that have no idea what it takes to be a professional musician, just going in there and like arguing about it. And even when I shared it on my story, like somebody slid up and was like, oh, but can't we crush on it, blah, blah, blah. No, listen to what people who have more experience than you are saying, and just have the humbleness to realize that they probably know a little bit more than you, and there's probably a lesson to be learned here. Mr. Ed is not saying that you cannot combine styles and influences and have genres come together to make something new and cool. I think that is how we all create our own original music without being carbon copies of everything that came before. But many people that are amateurs say that they're just doing experimental stuff to get around the work of defining what kind of music you make. That's the biggest problem. People hide behind the title of being experimental, and oh, you just don't get it, and oh, this is just something new. No, it sounds bad. It sounds like garbage. I'm sorry. Nobody is listening. And that's the problem, right? Is they make this music that nobody wants to listen to, and then they get mad and jaded and take it out and say it's the industry's fault or whatever. And no, that's not it. You just need some discipline, and you just need to understand some core fundamentals before you just keep putting garbage out there. Or flip side of that coin, if you want to make the music that you want to make and it makes you happy and you do not care about an audience, absolutely fantastic. Make that music that you want to make, even if nobody wants to listen to it, if that makes you happy. But what happens is that's never the case. People get mad, or people get depressed or sad that people don't like the music that they're making. So at some point, there has to be an acknowledgement that the audience plays a role in the art that you make. The audience completes the work, in my opinion. And if you don't have an audience, you're going to find yourself not super satisfied, not super fulfilled with creating art. It's a form of expression. If you had an idea that you could just keep in your brain and not express it outwardly for everybody else to see, then that's great. Just keep it in your brain, or just keep it on your hard drive. So I say this in relation to hitting 200,000 subscribers and in relation to coming up with different content, because People like Mr. Ed, people like me are creating content, and lots of other content creators out there. Like I just saw Daltrick at Berkeley. Plenty of other really, really great creators out there. LNA. I'm not going to start naming names because I'm going to leave people out. People are making content that will fundamentally make you a better producer, that will make you a better musician, that will make you a better artist, while teaching you hard lessons like this and telling it to you straight up, understanding that it's tough love, understanding that it's not going to make you feel good. It may not make you feel good when you submit your track to my track review and I say, I don't know who would listen to this. This is not really good music. I know that that's not going to make you feel good. But if I tell you that it's great, go do you, whatever, man, like just do whatever you want. What good does that do for you? So I always put it with the caveat. Hey, I don't think there's a lot of people that will listen to this music. I think you should study some genres that you like and pull some core elements and make some listenable music. Or flip side, if you're totally content and happy with making this music and you don't care about an audience, keep making it and keep being happy, keep submitting, whatever. So the big problem is many popular creators in this space, music production on YouTube, make content not to help you get better as an artist, as a music producer. They make content to get views. They make content to entertain you. And it often gets wrapped in this package of infotainment, which infotainment is good. I love entertainment. If people love making entertaining content, that's great. The problem is in the deception that ends up happening is if you click on one of these creators' videos and watch it thinking that you're going to learn something, checking the box in your brain that you're going to learn something, but you watch it and it's just like this rapid fire editing, not really teaching you anything. Sure, you could pick up a few things here and there, but like it's just flashy entertainment. That is what's not good for our community. And it's sad because that content gets encouraged by the algorithm. I talk about the example all the time of the video that all people do is they're like, oh, I hired 5 producers on Fiverr to mix my track, or I hired 5 rappers to rap over my beat. There's no value in that besides entertainment. That's fine. But some of these channels are sort of like billed as being like educational, whatever, and they're not. But hey, they'll get hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views on their uploads. Good for them. But I just worry because I look in the comments of some of those videos, and it's people like you all that are in this chat right now that are aspiring to be producers. And instead of spending time learning to become producers, learning to make music, learning what it takes to be a producer, they're replacing that time with this sort of entertainment content that is fooling them into believing they're getting better. That is my big gripe. And that is why I would like to focus more on members content, because I sure will make some entertaining content in the future, content that leans maybe towards entertainment. But I will always, always, always try to provide value beyond entertainment. Education is really, really important to me. So that said, I'm not going to be able to compete if the meta is to do the hire 5 Fiverr producers to do whatever. If that's the meta and that's what you need to get a lot of views, I cannot compete with that because I am kind of unwilling to do that kind of content. Now that means that I'm going to do stuff like beginner Ableton tutorial series. Cat plays piano. And that means, didn't like that noise. That means I'm going to do things like the music theory series, which actually did quite well views wise, luckily. But it's like the tutorial I did on Wednesday about sampling. Like that's valuable information in there for people who don't have access to a lot of plugins, but it's not going to do crazy views because it's not like, oh my God, flipping your fire, like whatever. And I'm going to pretend like I am super obsessed and like love everything that I'm doing all the time. Maybe that's just who these people naturally are, you know? But to me, when I see a producer, this cat does not like this noise, but I'm trying to position the camera so they're on camera. Hey, what are you doing? All right, I can't help you. But the red flag for me is when you see a producer who's like making stuff and they like write like a piano line and they go, wow, oh my God, I can't believe I just came up with that. That's fire. Like to me, that's like red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. They're acting for you. They're performing. Do I sometimes like, am I feeling the music that I make sometimes? Yes. But like these people like are acting. I'm sorry. A lot of them are acting. There's no way you sit there and play a basic 808 line and are like, whoo, yeah, oh my God, it's fire. Like it's just not real. But so many people watch it and just think it's real. Unfortunately. So that is my take. I know this is a bit of a rant, but this is why this is all came back to me thinking about what kind of content I'd like to do and why I would like to do more content for the members, people that opt in. Of course, I want to do things for free so everybody can access. That will always be a part of this channel. However, doing stuff for members is more gratifying because it's a bunch of people who have basically agreed to definitely wanting to commit themselves to do this and learn and become better artists rather than just be entertained. I hope that was helpful. So what does this mean for you all? Well, if you can support the channel by becoming a member, it helps a lot. But if you can just be more discerning with the content that you consume, like when those videos get recommended to you and you see them, try to just pay attention. Like, does that smile, does that laughter seem real? Or are they doing that just to energize you to watch the video, to create some chemical reaction in your brain to keep you entertained? Is it the Nickelodeon of music production videos? That's the thing that I've never wanted to do. And unfortunately, YouTube and the algorithm heavily favors. What's up, buddy? You're chilling, huh? It's gonna squeak. It's okay. Don't worry. Anyway, I could rant forever on this. But that's going to be the end of the stream. I gotta, like I said, get my stuff together. Thank you all for hanging and listening to all that. Think about it going forward and come back next week. We'll talk a little more about it. See if you guys notice anything out in the YouTube music production space. Just see if you notice anything with this thinking in mind. Appreciate you all. That'll be it. I'll see y'all next week. I'll probably post on social about what I think about these headphones. I got some more beat videos coming. Lots of fun stuff in the pipeline. And that's it. About a 2-hour stream today, so that's great. See you all next time. See you all over on Discord if you're a member. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.